tomorrow morning's competition. So here we go, getting into this first point. San Diego Dynasty with their pretty traditional conservative breakout, not risking any bodies out wide.
Big aggressive break for Heat. They went both corners and it looks like they both made it.
So, yeah, so 5 bodies. Oh, looks like a body dropping here. Tyler Harmon coming off early for San Diego Dynasty.
And looks like Heat's already in Dorito 3.
So
yeah,
Heat
Fedorov ran straight out to that snake corner on the break and immediately looked inside and shot across the field at that Dorito. I think he's the one that got that first kill. PbNation making a move up, but Fedorov getting shot out of that snake side corner.
You know, Fedorov's been struggling at this event. We've seen him in there getting some aggressive moves a couple times, but he's been dying out of his spot a decent amount.
Yeah, the thing about the snake side is that with the too many races and then the corners it can, I mean, all 3 of those bunkers are real hard to live and fight out of, so it can get hairy over there.
Yeah, it's hard on that side. You know, you've been all over the field. Where do you feel you get the most pressure over there on the snake side?
Well, the problem is there's so many bounce shots. It doesn't really, every bunker you're in, you feel like you're getting pressure from guys that you can't even shoot at. So.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of guys die from spots and get up and be like, where did that shot come from? Even us up here, we're like, where did that shot come from?
Yeah, there's a lot of bounce shots in this particular layout.
Chad Boucher making a bump out to the snake side corner.
Yeah, good fill.
Moving in with PbNation. PbNation going to look on the inside, give him the okie doke, come into snake 1. Go straight to 2 and up to the 50 snake to look across the field.
Yeah, so PbNation there now. He's going to try to get there. Yeah, Kyle Spica's been doing a real good job of that this event. Those secondary moves out wide.
Oh,
PbNation.
A little battle there between PbNation and the that right mini race over there.
Yeah,
that's A-Rod.
He checks one. A-Rod really did a great job to get Dynasty to go 3-0 in that last match in overtime.
Yeah, that was a great move. Yeah, great move up the center that overtime point.
So right now in the snake, Kyle Spica coming from that back corner. And PbNation looking down the sideline right now. You can see there's Alex Frazier backing up Spica, but there's the little head of Malloy just peeking out and watching that sideline, waiting for somebody to poke their head. Here comes Kyle Spica. Is Malloy going to get a shot on Spica? Oh, no,
man, Spica got control of that wire there on both of them.
Alex Rodriguez sitting in that center wedge, and Spica.
They traded in the snake.
Yep. Both players come walking out of the snake. That's going to ease up the pressure of Rodriguez over there in that center, who's looking now at Boucher in the snake side corner.
So now you're wondering which one of these guys in the snake corner is going to move into the snake. And I'll tell you what, if you give Alex the opportunity to do that, he might dice you up real quick.
Yeah, he's been Alex been playing great over here for Dynasty, you know, as usual. But definitely not scared to push forward. But Chad Boucher has also been playing very aggressive for Houston.
Actually, the last 2 tournaments he's been playing really well.
He's been having a good year.
Yeah.
There you see Mishka on your screen up in Dorito 3 with Sergey behind him in the Dorito 1. Mishka looking across the field.
So we're looking at a 3-on-3, and it's 2 guys on 2 on the Dorito side, and then we got the snake corners here battling it out.
You know, it's cool to see Chad play well, too. He was going to retire, actually, and just manage the team, but decided, you know, he did it for about 2 weeks, couldn't stay away, and has been having arguably the best year of his career.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that, to be honest with you, because even last year, the last several years, he really hasn't played much, and then this year, you get him out there, and he's killing people.
Yeah, so he's going to have to step up here, though, in this first point against Dynasty. And right now, some time has expired. 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go. No points scored yet.
Where's the third Heat guy? Okay, so A-Rod makes a move out to Dorito 3 to even up the positions on the Dorito side. So it might be Dorito 1, Dorito 3 on both teams and snake corner as well.
You know what, though? Dynasty, they might be setting a trap for Heat because this is how Dynasty has played every single one of their games.
Yeah.
They slow play the game, and then slowly but surely they just make the moves out there and win those gunfights.
Into the snake.
Mishka gets the shot across the field. He comes walking off, so just 2 bodies left alive now for Heat.
It's going to make it hard for Chad Boucher over here. Alex Frazier in the snake, 3 bodies alive for Dynasty. Alex Rodriguez still alive in D3. Another player on the D side as well. And
so it's Dorito
look at that, though. Chad Boucher trying to call a shot, and it looks like it's Ryan Greenspan who really helped Dynasty out, winning a 2-on-1 situation, low body. It was just him to win the first point in their last game.
Greenspan bumps from the Dorito 1 out to the Dorito corner. Space of field out with Alex Frazier sitting in snake 1, looking across the field. Chad Boucher still staying on the inside, talking to Sergey. Sergey sitting in Dorito 1. There you see the snake side of Houston Heat. Here comes Frazier into the 50 snake. He's going to immediately look across the field.
There you go.
Oh, nice shot by Alex Frazier.
Alex Frazier just grills up Sergey in that big Dorito.
Chad Boucher's moved into the snake now, but he's just going to be fodder for Alex Frazier. Comes and puts a nice half a dozen right on his left shoulder. So solid work by the vet, Alex Frazier, along with Alex Rodriguez and Ryan Greenspan to put the first point on the board here for San Diego Dynasty. That was
what a move right there by Alex Frazier. Did Alex Frazier shoot Mishka too?
I don't know if he did, to be honest. It didn't look like he was like looking at him when he walked off, so I'm assuming he didn't. But if he did, that's what I called. He'd get in there and just dice people up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Saw you do a decent amount of that out there this weekend. So how are you feeling about the team? How you feeling looking ahead?
Right now, I'm feeling pretty good. We had a really solid game there against Damage. Even though we didn't even take the lead until the last 2 points, it was still really well. It was just we played well. You know, they won some points and we won some points, and you know we just played a real tight, good match.
Check out this replay here. There's Alex Frazier going past the 50-yard line, going to run down Chad Boucher.
I felt like you broke it down pretty well in that interview after the game with Lauren, Archie.
Yeah.
You know, it made a lot of sense.
So here now, AC Dallas coming and making a statement to the league here, going and having just an amazing prelims.
Really nice to see a young team playing well.
Yeah, and a team from Texas, too.
Yeah.
So now Roberts over here on your screen. Back corner bunker on the snake side, made it out alive. Matt Jackson has really made a name for himself, and as well as his brother John Jackson out there getting the start for AC in this matchup here against Chicago Aftershock, who, you know, Shock's 0-3. They haven't won a game out here, but they've lost every game by 1 point.
Yeah, man, they've been playing really good too, and they've been in every single match. They just can't seem to, you know, win that 1 point that, you know, makes a difference.
So right now, neither team in the snake. Not much happening here as far as aggression is concerned. Just kind of getting set, feeling each other out. Referee running in there, looking at one of the players from Aftershock. Looks like he's going to be clean. A couple guys been stepping up for Shock, even though they haven't won games. Dizon's had a couple points, man. Lawhead,
LJ's been playing great.
Yeah, that when you look at the roster for Shock, they're getting very deep. They
Yeah.
have a lot of awesome players. It's just, can they all just get it together? I think it's still just taking a little bit of time to get it together. You know, they lost some players in the offseason and picked up Dizon and Woodley that made, you know, kind of getting in the starting five. And Mikey trying to figure out who are my best guys? Who's my starting five going to be, starting six? Getting the most spins. You know, Todd, as a coach, it's kind of tough to figure that out sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, and it really just comes down to, you know, what these guys have been working on in practice, you know, how well these guys are playing. But, you know, Lawhead, Dizon, Woodley, all these guys have got great talent. It's really just need to put it together as a team. As Roberts makes a move, he comes from that corner, gets into the 50 snake, immediately gets a kill across the field. Dizon gets shot on the bump going out to the snake side corner. Woodley's there in the back center. He's trying to lock off Roberts now, who's got a lot of room to play with. Roberts going to shoot across the field, and somebody's going to pick up McKenna. John Jackson looking that way as well. John Jackson now going to attack up through the middle. Here goes the big move into the 50 Dorito, but gets picked off.
Yeah, see, this is where I think AC could improve their game a little bit. Is sometimes they get up big bodies and they're either throwing their bodies away or they're not playing aggressive enough, you know, really taking advantage of the fact that people are walking off the field.
It's tough to figure that out sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, that's another one of those things that slowly but surely you figure out just through trial and error. And right now, Matt Jackson, Roberts in the snake for AC Dallas.
Archie, don't you think that Shock's kind of been doing that too, though?
Yeah, you're right. No, absolutely. It's a very similar style of play. You're right. They'll get up those bodies, and they're either, because that's the thing is you get a couple kills, and that's your time. That's when you can really take advantage and just put the point away. Or you can take your time, and then you got to dig a little bit harder to work. You got to work harder to win that point, you know?
I feel like Shock's actually been playing pretty good this weekend.
They have.
But just keeps throwing points away.
Yeah. The way I see it is if you get a couple kills, you can end the point within those, you know, in 15, 20 seconds of those 2 kills.
It's windows of opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't take them, then you get them time to set up, and you playing a good team, and they set up on you, pick one more guy off, and boom, now it's a 3-on-3, you know?
You have to identify those windows, and they close very quickly. Obviously,
Real
when
quick.
a team's playing really hot, those windows are not going to stay open for very long, and if you don't take advantage of it, it's going to be tough. So, first point here, going to go to AC Dallas. And right now, Houston Heat down by 1 against San Diego Dynasty, though. Still, you know, we just got going here in this set, so lots of time to work with here. So, you know, Archie, this has been an aggressive layout, but we're seeing teams starting to go with a little bit more conservative breakout to start out with. And then when we say aggressive, it's just there's a lot of opportunities for movement, a lot of different moves. We've seen guys even do tactical retreats and make points work. So
yeah, I mean, like I was saying, is you know, you can really make some big moves if you get the right kill or the right 2 kills at a time. You know,
looks like a body coming off for Houston Heat on the snake side early. Dynasty off the break shots dialed in though, doubling up. You can see in that back center, Brandon Short, Yosh Rao, and Tyler Harmon. I think it was Tyler Harmon that was able to get that shot. And then
Short
looks
just
like,
got shot.
yeah, so Brandon Short going to come off too.
It's 4-on-4 right now.
Tyler Harmon going to make that bump to the Snake Temple. Take over short spot. He's got Yosh, Rao, Marcelo's looking that way too from the Dorito side cake. They got that first kill from Heat. Chad George coming out here to the first Snake race bunker. And now Ryan Smith trying to keep them from coming back out here. There's Greg Sewers on your screen right now, backed up by Moorhead up in the Dorito 3. Sewers looking on the inside, trying to make something happen for Houston Heat. Monville and Smith over here on the Snake side.
So it looks like we're locked up over here on the Snake side, and maybe whoever gets the next kill is gonna hopefully take advantage of it.
Marcelo Margot making a move here in the center for San Diego Dynasty. And there is the line for Dynasty, Marcelo, number 33. And a big move, Dalton Vanderbilt up on that D side to the 50-yard line. Bodies dropping for Heat.
And now, just like that, Dynasty went from the corner up to the 50 Dorito and got the kill on the
That's what we were just talking about. As far as this field is concerned, there's a lot of opportunities for movement. You just have to see those windows, take advantage of it.
Well, they're playing straight ahead. You know, Dalton gets that kill, and then he's off to the races, double knee slides into that tall tower, and then right away gets to his feet and gets another kill before Monville and Smith can realize it.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're looking at a 4-on-2 just like that,
And that's and then we were just looking at, we pulled back, and there goes Ryan Moorhead, and he's going to try to run down Dalton, not realizing that his team...
He might get a penalty for that.
Yeah, that his team
is
there
it is.
Yeah, there you go. Penalty.
Yeah. I mean, the buzzer went off, and he's still shooting.
Well, the thing was that Ryan had started his run as the flag was thrown, so he didn't know his team was going to concede the point. He's just trying to make something happen over there.
Yeah, I will say this, though, as a professional player, I mean, I always think it's funny when people act like they don't hear that thing going off. I mean, it happens way too much.
Well, he was on the dead run. Do you think he heard it on the dead run?
Yeah. You hear the bang,
Who is the deafest person you can hear?
You
can think of?
Dude, Derek Jordan for sure, 100%. He's on my team. I know.
Let's check out this replay here.
So here's Dalton Vanderbilt in the 50 Dorito as he's calling out his kills.
There's another one.
And another one.
There comes Ryan Moorhead.
Another one.
Runs right past Dalton. Oh, maybe that's what he got the penalty for. Running after
Dalton shot him in the back. Just walking him down.
It's a great angle there.
One-handing him.
It was a pack hit Minor playing on.
There you go.
We'll see.
So that's what it was. So it wasn't even
there.
All right, so like to announce the winner of the Die R2 loader, Marcus Ortiz. Congratulations. You just won yourself a fine R2. Archie, you guys use the die loaders as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. We got them, I believe, just before the last event. Great loaders. Really happy with them. Even in the this isn't the worst conditions, but even in not so great conditions, they work really, really well.
So Marcus Ortiz, congratulations. Get in touch with you and make sure that you get your loader. Hopefully you're watching, or if somebody that knows Marcus Ortiz, please let him know that he's the victor. All right, so here we go.
Oh,
AC Dallas losing Roberts. Archie trying to get to the snake off the break. How often, when do you decide to send a guy to the snake off the break as opposed to getting him out wide or keeping him in?
Oh man, dude,
I know it's tough. But
that's like, there's no tried and true reason there. You just kind of, if you're feeling it, sometimes you go. It also depends on where you've been breaking out before that. You can kind of set up people to shoot certain lanes, and then you go somewhere they're not shooting.
Not looking good for AC here in this point. Here comes Chris Sosine up in the center. Bodies dropping left and right for AC Dallas, and here comes Aftershock, just sharking up the center.
Not the blood on that one.
Yeah, they're gonna tie it up here, one apiece. Still.
So a good point there by Aftershock. Shot a couple guys off the break, and then, pretty much just ran down the field after that.
So Woodley yelling to AJ Lawhead, let somebody else hit that buzzer.
Well, because now the way it works is if you have a hit on you and you hit the buzzer, it's a no point. It's not a penalty. They pull the players, and you still have another player to hang it. So that's why that's why they do that.
Speaking of which, I got to ask, what happened in that one point where I think it was you that had an awesome point?
Yeah,
you run down, shoot everybody.
I can give you a good explanation
and then, so what happened? You guys didn't hit the buzzer.
So I don't know how many bodies we had. I think we had 4 bodies.
A lot of bodies.
And I ran down the side, and I was in their corner. I pick up the red flag that the ref had pulled, and I gave it to him. I look up at the scoreboard, and there were no names on the scoreboard, which to me indicates that they're changing over to the other match. So I just walked right off, and I assumed they had blown the buzzer. That's what and so then Alex, he looks at the ref and he's like, "Hey, are we good?" And the ref goes like, gives him a thumbs up. So It was
You
just
did
like,
great, bro.
Yeah.
You did awesome.
Sweet.
Thumbs up to you.
Anyways, and according to CJ, and man, I hope I'm not like really just raining on somebody's job here, but according to CJ, that thing goes to sleep mode after 15 minutes of inactivity. So he did say he was sorry after the match. I mean, it didn't cost us the match. It could have, but you know, whatever.
So they're saying it wasn't your guys' bad.
We thought they really blew the horn. I don't want to say.
Hey, the point looked great. You guys looked great in that point.
Just didn't count.
Just didn't count.
So
We've seen that happen before, though,
Yep.
at this level, where it did matter.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
we still only
and it
won
was-
by 1
and it
point.
was
I mean,
early
it
on,
could have very
too.
well.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
second point of the match.
That's definitely happened before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just wondering because I didn't
The problem
know
is
your
when you
version
look
of
up
it.
at that, you know, it's either your team names or the other team names.
Yeah.
And when ours wasn't on there, it's like, okay, cool,
Okay,
points
switching
over.
over, yeah. So on the breakout here for San Diego Dynasty and Houston Heat. Dynasty up by 2 with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
I think they called that penalty on Dalton because Dynasty started with 4 bodies.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're right. No. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I think
And
you
they
are right.
lose Dalton over
So
there
Dalton
on that D
walks
side.
off, and we only have A-Rod, Fragi, and looks like Blake over there.
Oh, another kill for
No,
Dynasty.
sorry,
That's Ryan.
Greenspan.
Yeah.
So Greenspan comes walking off. Only 2 Dynasty players have walked off. Sergey's walking off for Houston Heat.
Yeah,
But
I think you're right. I think they started that one with 4.
somehow that became a penalty on Dynasty.
Well, this might be Heat's chance to make it a 1-point game here. Oh, but Fedorov dies out of his spot
Oh
again.
man, so now I think it might be a 2-1-2 at this point.
We got
What do you-
Mishka in the Dorito side cake, Bjernikov
Okay.
in the snake side temple.
I'm not seeing another body, unless he's hiding real well.
There's some blind spots on this field. Blind spots,
I have-
bounce shots, cats and dogs living together.
Mass hysteria.
There's
so there's
A-Rod in the back center playing real tight. Oh, he got out to the snake corner, so we'll see if he tries to make a move. Oh, I forget Alex is out there on the snake side too. Are they in Dorito 1? Is Heat in Dorito 1?
No, I think that's where Sergey died from.
Well, on your screen right now, you're looking at Malloy, number 11 for Heat. Made a good move after that back corner bunker.
There's Mishka over there in that tall cake.
And yeah, Mishka along with him. Ref's going to run in and check out Mishka, though.
I think it's a 2-on-2 right now.
And there goes Alex Rodriguez moving up on the D side into D3.
Well,
See, if Alex traps Mishka.
maybe they called a minor on both guys.
Oh, they might have called a minor on both teams. That very well could be the case. But I'll tell you what, if A-Rod keeps Mishka trapped in that tall cake, it's only a matter of time before he wins the point single-handedly on that Dorito side.
He's
Is
Is
that how
got-
good that angle is from that
It's
spot?
really good because if you go one more spot, they can't. They have to come through a pretty big gap, and you can pretty much just roll that whole tape.
We'll see if Alex makes that move.
Oh.
Alex
Made
Fragi
it.
is able to make it out. So
Alex
Malloy,
already with some big moves this match.
Oh man, I'd really like to see A-Rod play the outside of that Dorito and roll that side. Oh yeah. Oh,
Alex
nice,
Fragi catches
Sniped him.
Mishka, and that's going to make it a 1-on-2 here. So let's see if the coordinated attack from Dynasty's last 2 players and Alex Rodriguez,
Oh,
and
got
Alex
him.
Rodriguez gets him.
There you go.
So that is going to seal the deal here for San Diego Dynasty. They're going to go up 3-0 with just 6 minutes and 40 seconds after a couple long points.
That was definitely a big point right there.
So let's check in with Lauren Kelly. Down.
Hey guys, in the Aftershock pit, John Woodley and Coach Bruno were talking about the only thing they really need to execute is putting 2 guns on AC Dallas's Snake 1 player. They feel if they can get that Snake 1 player out quick, they'll be able to win every single point. Back to you.
We'll see. Execution is the name of the game here.
Oh,
Lots
absolutely.
of plans are made, but until you can get out there and actually execute that.
That, to be honest, the plans are only for the first 5-10 seconds. You know how that changes real quick.
Yeah. As soon as the first couple deaths go down, changes the script. But, you know, that's also something you have to do in practice. You know, you run those situational drills where it's 4-on-2, 3-on-5, every different variation. Now
Lawhead.
Shock losing bodies.
Shot
losing
goes Snake off the break. Good shot.
Lawhead gets picked off going to Dorito 1. Simmons gets shot coming to the snake.
Looks like Shock's
And
down 3
Sosine
bodies
gets
now.
shot out of the back center just like that.
See, so right now that's where you're thinking you'll see a big move from AC, but they're kind of just hunkering down, and I can't knock that either. But sometimes you make the points harder than it need to be.
Well, it's a 1-1 game. You know, so I mean, if you lose a couple bodies, you still got good position, but that's kind of the way the AC Dallas plays.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, like you said, those moves are there. And the more you try them, the better you get at them.
Yeah,
And
yeah. That's the thing. You see them faster when you practice them more.
Yeah,
you see them faster.
sometimes the move that you didn't make is the one that
Yeah.
could have won you the match. So
But they're playing strong right now, so really strong actually.
Yeah, they are, man. AC Dallas
They
is
look
just
really,
looked
really
awesome
solid.
here at this event.
And I really do like seeing the young teams do well because, dude, people don't realize how difficult it is to come up to the pro division and actually beat some teams, Like, there's plenty of teams that come up and just get slaughtered. But to come up here and beat good teams, man, it's so difficult. It really is, In the last decade, there's only been like maybe 3-4 teams that have done that.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
You just, in order to keep
Just
it going.
difficult.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very difficult.
So I'm really giving them a lot of credit on that.
Yeah, it's good to see. That's even the teams like Baltimore Revo. They came in last year.
Yeah.
And gave some really good teams.
Yeah,
some
they knocked
games.
us off the first game we played them.
Yeah, and they beat Infamous. They beat some
Yeah.
really
Oh,
good
that's right.
strong
They beat
teams.
Infamous too. That's
Yeah,
right.
in a clutch, a huge situation.
Yeah.
So, it is possible, but it took Revo a couple years. Slowly but surely, they worked their way through the divisional ranks and then made their way into the pros, and AC Dallas did the same thing. So, hats off to Greg Pauly building that program, another strong program out of Texas.
Yeah. Oh, geez, Greg's been just doing it for years too.
Yeah, so right now, San Diego Dynasty in complete control of this match against Houston Heat. And, we've seen Fedorov struggle out here. It's like having your cleanup hitter going 0 for 4, man. You got to get production, or having your best running back going out there getting 3 yards.
Yeah, you definitely don't expect to see that out of him.
what's interesting that I just thought about now for the first time? Sometimes when you see Fedorov struggle on the snake side, he'll go over to the Dorito side. We haven't seen that this event. He's consistently been coming over here.
Yeah.
And also, Greg Severs is a guy that normally plays the majority of the spins, and he's been switching in and out with Sergey. Sergey, you normally see a guy playing in the back center, and Sergey is being the first attacker over there on the Dorito side.
But I don't think Sergey's playing bad. I think Sergey's.
I don't think Sergey's playing bad
I think
at all.
Sergey's been handling over there on the D side. That
Yeah,
is
I
an
think that's
interesting
probably why
note,
they're
though.
doing it. That's probably why they're sending him that way. Well, Sewer's going to spin here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Dynasty again just destroying that off the break shot.
Shot snake corner, yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be Sam Monville going to be taking the walk.
If you can successfully do that short breakout and shoot people off the break, it lends itself. Oh, and there's Sewers.
That's not going to help.
Greg gets a minor, gets Mishka pulled. Bjernikov gets shot at the same time. So just Chad George there in the snake side temple. And Jason Trozen going to throw in that towel.
Flawless game so far for San Diego Dynasty.
So hopefully,
I thought we were going to see a bloodbath
yeah, that's
game.
kind of what I was expecting too. But
When we were talking about this before we actually went live in this match, we were speaking about how great these two games could potentially be. We're seeing a close game with AC Dallas and Shock. There's no runaway there yet.
Yeah.
2-1 is the score, but San Diego Dynasty's been dominating Houston Heat.
yeah, it's definitely not looking good for Heat. And actually, I think Heat has to win this game to have a chance to move on. So right now they're
2-1.
Yeah. So they have to win, because even if they lose, even if AC loses their game, they're 2-2 both, and AC beat them head to head. So Heat has to win to move on.
Yes.
So we'll see if they can.
Time's a ticking.
Yeah.
And down 4, you don't want to
down
spot.
4,
You don't
I mean,
want
I
to
don't care
spot
how much time you have.
You don't want to spot Dynasty
Yeah.
4 points.
So AC Dallas diced up Shock on the break last point.
Yeah, 2-1 right
See
now.
how this one's going to go. Heavy guns, 3 guns.
Shock goes 3 guns off the break in that back center. Most conservative breakout I think we've seen him do yet, and just chilling in there for a bit. And here comes Chris Sosine finally making it out of there. Makes it out clean, though.
And I don't know if I've seen that move to that bunker when they're outside in this mini race on the snake side. It's a great spot if they're only in the temple, but I don't think I've seen it yet when they make that other mini race.
We'll see if Roberts can get across here. Sosine's just going to be shooting this way.
Looks like Nico High taking one out of this Dorito side corner, I believe, for AC. So we got a 5-on-4 right now.
Yeah, and a 5-on-4 and no one out wide on that D side for AC
Yeah.
Dallas.
Oh, and Chris takes one. I'm not sure where he got shot from.
And that's why you don't go to that
Yeah,
bunker
yeah.
when the guy's out
That's what I was
wide.
saying. I don't know if I've seen that move yet.
So that was Nate Roberts and Matt Jackson double teaming Chris Sosine. And Woodley going to get shot out of the back center as well from the snake side.
So now
So as we
AC's got the 4-on-3 advantage
Yeah,
here.
and as we hit the 10-minute mark here, 2-1 with the score, and the advantage AC Dallas after a couple inopportune deaths from both Sosine and Woodley.
Dizon trying to fight back. Gunning up on Jackson. Roberts trying to get a shot on the inside.
Dizon narrowly avoided getting shot there in his spot gunfighting with Roberts and and Jackson.
Who is that on the Dorito side for Aftershock in the Dorito one? Is that Velez?
Might be Velez. Velez playing a lot of points over there.
Okay.
Or McKenna.
So that's what I think it is.
Yeah, looks like Velez.
So here we've got the back shot from AC Dallas. Got that Snake mini race, Snake Temple, Dorito 1. And there's Ronnie Dizon. Is Velez on the cross shot from the Dorito?
He's straight
You
up
see
right
it?
now.
Okay, straight ahead.
Now he's looking on the inside.
And then on your screen, you're seeing the lineup for AC Dallas with their 4 players alive.
So, okay, Rob Velez makes a move into that mini race on the Dorito side. And then LJ fills out behind him into Dorito 1.
Ooh, I think Velez might have gotten flipped in the pack going in. Yeah, he does. Trying to make that move into Dorito 3 across from the center race bunker.
I actually like that move. He just happened to get shot doing it. Because if they're down three bodies to 4 right now, but if they get aggressive, maybe they can clip one. And there's only 2 scenarios where they can do it. One, that was him going across like that, or LJ coming over here and having Velez just lock down the Dorito side. So he took his chance, didn't work out, but we'll see if LJ and Ronnie can pull this one out.
Well, I'm going to make it a little bit easier here for AC Dallas now with a big, I was going to say, might want to throw the towel, and because AC Dallas was just going to hang out in their spots. I mean, they, even with that small lead, they know eventually either 1, you got to come, or 2, you got to blow the horn. So
Is that Barga out there? Looks like it, huh?
Oh, I thought it was LJ.
LJ got shot out of the back center straight
up.
Oh,
you're right on the Snake side.
So Barga getting the spin. It's always easy to make decisions from up here when you don't have to go on and practice or go out there and play. But I like Velez on his feet. Velez has been playing the 2 over there on the Dorito side. I really like Velez as like the 2 on the Snake side. I think that's the spot that's best suited him. We got an interview with Lauren down on the sidelines.
Dynasty came off the field after getting that 4-point lead and started celebrating in the pits. It took a minute for them to calm down. Marcelo said they can't get excited yet. 4 points doesn't mean they're going to get the win. So they're calming down. They said take small bites. Don't get excited. Make smart moves and connect with your teammates. We'll see if they can keep this win or if Heat can even get a point on the board. Back to you guys.
Aftershock went up on Houston Heat. Houston Heat came right back. Granted, Aftershock isn't Dynasty, but Heat very capable of putting up quick points.
Well, how many times have we seen, particularly the guys that comprise the roster of Heat, be in a situation where they come from behind?
Jesus,
I mean, so many times over the past decade. So they're going to try to recreate some of that magic here. They're going to need it. Dynasty playing very strong. They have 5 players alive. Chad George in the Snake now and just chalking up some kills. 2 kills for Chad George. Another third one for him. So Chad George, a 3-pack here from the Snake.
I'm pretty sure he snuck in there.
Spica, all walking off.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they saw him make that
move. You can take those on this field layout. You can't have that stock conservative breakout that Dynasty was doing, but you have to contain. You have to contain, and if you don't know where the guys are on the Snake side, it's gonna be tough for you. And you're gonna see a guy like Chad George get in there and get 3-4 kills out of that spot. And this is not what Dynasty needed to happen. But on the flip side, Houston Heat, this is exactly what they wanted to happen.
Big point right there.
Come out, have one of your guys get a big point, get Chad George in the Snake, get him to shoot 3-4 guys. Moorhead sprint in, hit that buzzer, and preserve the time. And now that lead, the Dynasty was celebrating, cut to 3. 4-1 is the score right now.
No lead safe in this league. Anything can happen. A major penalty here and there, can turn things around real quick. If you're losing a point, no bodies, you get a major, your next point you're starting down 3.
Got a replay coming.
There's Moorhead making his move past the 50-yard line, and it was pretty much done at that point. So he was just playing off the decimation that Chad George did in that Snake.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier with AC and Shock is Chad got in there real quick. He saw the window and he got in there and he got 3 kills real fast and the point pretty much.
So now close match here, 8:22 to go. Shock down by 2 against AC Dallas.
Both corners, and looks like they made it. Oh, no, Dorito corner got shot.
Roberts getting shot for AC, coming out wide.
So we got a 4-on-4 right now. But Shock has this snake side right now. Hopefully they get LJ's out here in the corner, and if Ronnie gets in that snake, you know, he could make some work.
Yeah.
What's frustrating you right now, Todd?
Just D's on.
Playing the inside.
I understand that, you know, there are some shots on the inside to work your way in, but Lawhead is out here in the corner. You know, Lawhead is in the snake corner. Dizon is coming on the inside, just looking across the field.
And guess what happens?
You
now
know,
that he's mirrored up now.
Exactly. You got to stay heads up and keep that advantage. He looks on the inside. Guess what? Jackson fills out. Brother Jackson fills out right behind him. Now AC's got 2 bodies on the snake side.
Well, luckily for
and
Shock,
they clipped
though,
their corner guy.
And they shot Lawhead.
Yeah, well, luckily
so
for
now
Shock.
Dizon's over here by
those,
himself.
Those windows are short, and if you don't take them right then, you know,
That's
it
what we
might
were
change
talking
real
about
fast.
earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's exactly what Shock has been doing all event.
Yeah, I mean, you get out wide against a team, you shot their snake guy off the break, and you're not able to take advantage of it.
And when you're winning or losing games by 1 point,
you think about
it's the small little differences. They're going to decide whether or not you walk out of this tournament a winner or walk out going, man, we really need to fix what's going on here.
Obviously, maybe I know why Bruno gets so frustrated, because he's calling a play. We know what the play's designed to do, but you know, it's like it goes perfect. They shoot the guy, they both make it, and he doesn't execute the second part of the play.
That execution we were speaking about earlier.
Woodley has been shooting dudes on the break
all
tournament long from that back center.
Yeah.
Guys just have to commit to it, you know? I mean, it's real hard. Yeah, some guys just, if they get put in, they instantly look the other way. You know, and it's, you know, it's the look insideitis. It just kills me.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard that term. But it makes complete sense.
Medically proven.
It does,
I've been doing a study on it for years. Did my thesis on it in college. Zach Wake was my first student.
So it looks like, all right, so the thing, it's actually 3-on-3 right now, because Shock lost the Dorito side corner off the break. So it's looks like it's back center, this mini race before the snake, which is Ronnie, and then Dorito won for Shock.
Another situation where AC Dallas doesn't have to do anything. Shock's down by 2. They do not have to do anything.
You're right.
They have a 2-point lead. So
and see, this is where, like, Chris Sosine is in that Dorito 1, but, man, he really, honestly, it's on Ronnie and Chris, because whoever gets to these front bunkers, you put more pressure, and that's where you make mistakes.
So the Jackson brothers, John and Matt, on this snake side, they're doing what they need to do. Just crossing it up, talking it up. They don't need to go anywhere. Just try not to shoot all your paint. Try to have a little bit left for that attack you know is going to come, or force the team to concede. Those are the options.
Where's the third body on AC? Is he in Dorito 1?
He's in Dorito 1.
Yeah,
okay,
D1.
All right, so Woodley's going to come out here and try to push Ronnie into the snake. I'll tell you what, though, man. Chris Sosine over there on the Dorito 1, he pretty much, he can change the game if he gets up there and puts a lot of pressure on their Dorito 1 guy.
John Jackson is locking off the snake from the snake temple, and that Dorito 1 for AC Dallas is also looking inside, waiting for Dizon to make that move.
Yeah, so they've got this snake mini race shooting cross field for probably the big tower on the Dorito side.
Yeah, trying to keep Sos over there from making his move.
I'll tell you what, though, if he gets in the snake, he can probably do a little bit better job of stopping that,
and
you know?
potentially speed things up a little bit here.
Exactly.
Because, you know, time's not a factor yet, but in about a minute it's going to be.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have much time to work here.
Well, Woodley's got to put a ball back in on John Jackson.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's
what
he can't do it from where he's at.
Let's look at how much paint both the Jackson brothers still have at least 2 pots.
Yeah.
So that's enough. They've been doing a good job of metering how much paint that they've been throwing downfield.
See, that's what we needed to have happen probably about a minute ago. So LJ's out here on now Aftershock's wide on the snake side, and hopefully they're gonna team up on that snake side tempo of AC and get Ronnie in the snake.
So now, with Woodley coming over here, they're basically starting to force the action.
Dude, Ronnie has got to make a move already. I mean, he's just wasting his time and his opportunities.
Yep, we're under 4 minutes
now. Ronnie's got the ball here. Ronnie's got to get up. He has Woodley right behind him.
There you go, Chris. I like that move.
Yeah, either that. Now they really have to make the move.
Yeah, see.
Either Ronnie's got to go or John's just got to take the initiative and leapfrog him.
But it's not.
I know it's not his move. I know it's not his move. But I mean, when are you going to say enough's enough and just make it?
See, it's
3 minutes and 30 seconds left. You're down by 2. You know that 2 minutes ago we were talking about, hey, time isn't a factor, but it's going to be pretty
There you
soon.
go,
There he
okay.
goes.
Yeah.
See? I mean, now you're wondering, man, could Ronnie not make that move?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I mean, he is looking at guns.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he was looking at a guy that's
Dude,
posted up, but you have to put a guy in and go.
You know what's funny
You
is I
gotta
say
put it-
this all the time, dude. We miss 99% of the time. It's actually more than that. You
Yeah,
know, we're
way
shooting
more than that.
1,200 balls a game. You might shoot 5 guys.
Yeah.
You know, like.
at the maximum, and that's incredibly rare. But anytime that guy would be, when in this situation, when I'd say, hey, why didn't you make that move? Well, he was shooting at me. I'd be like,
Yeah.
well, put him in and go.
Yeah, exactly. All it takes is a little bit of.
You think he's going to decide to go in by himself?
Yeah.
There goes
There you go,
Sosine
Chris.
into
See,
the
and now
50
see what
Dorito.
Chris did is the right move. He gets there and he plays the outside, locks him into Dorito 1, and it really shortens up their field of play. You know.
And Matt Jackson made his move in the snake, which is going to further slow things down a little bit here.
Well, John Jackson's in trouble, right? You get into that 50 Dorito, that snake
Yeah,
side
it makes it
tempo
real
can't hide.
tight. Yeah. And see what Chris is doing is right. He needs to play that outside and dominate. Is there still Dorito 1?
The Dorito 1 is still looking
Dorito
at
1's
Woodley.
still hot.
Woodley's trading fire with him right now.
Yeah. See, what I'd like to see Chris do is try to make a move into their tall tempo. Once Matt gets is it Matt Jackson in the snake?
Matt
Yeah.
Jackson in the snake on
If
your
he
screen.
stops looking at him, he goes into their tower, and man, you really put a lot
Here
of
comes
pressure.
the move. Woodley's going to
Oh.
cut in, past the 50-yard
did he get
line.
him? Nope.
Still alive.
Woodley should just run the snake out right now. Put him down.
Now would be the time.
Yeah, he's looking inside.
Yeah, but as soon as John,
Dizon's got to
but-
start wheeling
okay,
and
but
dealing right now.
he can't do it anymore because John just
Yeah.
came back out and established that
Yeah,
lane.
yeah, yeah.
So John, you can't see it on your screen, but John Jackson, Matt's brother, is now
Watching
established
over him.
back and watching over him.
See,
So
Woodley's gotta
Woodley
put
can't
some
run the
pressure
inside
on
lane
Woodley.
anymore.
Yeah, see, Ronnie needs to realize that, put some pressure on that
Yeah,
that snake side tower.
Woodley's kind of checkmated out right here. He doesn't really have a move he can make unless he completely commits.
Well, see, the window's right there now. He can make that move clean.
Now it's open. Now it's open.
See, this is smart by Matt. He's got his gun up ready for him to get bunkered. You know, he can tell that his brother's not watching over him, so. Oh, I like this.
Not
See,
a-
Chris is on him now.
They're running
John's
out of time, Archie.
yeah.
Running out of time for 2 points. We're talking about 2 points, not
Well, they
talking about
win
1
this
point
one. It's
here.
just one more point.
Nice job by
Oh,
Woodley.
got one.
Stuffs
See,
him to
look,
get shot cross
Dude,
field.
Ronnie should be running on
Yeah,
this,
Ronnie-
man. This
yeah.
is game over right now. Ronnie's in their snake, and it's over. The Dorito 1 guy can't stop him.
Nice job by
Ooh,
Woodley.
Chris
but
got
Ronnie,
the shot.
yeah.
Chris got the shot on
Was
the
it
temple.
Chris?
2-on-1. I'm pretty sure Chris shot him.
So now let's see if Dizon.
Oh.
But I think Dizon was shot cross
Oh,
field.
but Chris got the kill on the last guy
Chris
too.
Sosian's going to have to sprint this
Come on,
in though.
Chris. Come on, Chris. Oh man.
Chris doesn't know where the bodies are.
Not a lot of time. He's still got to make something happen, man. We're under a minute, and they've won this point here.
That's a bummer.
All he's got to do is get in there and hit that buzzer. And so they're still going to have enough time. They'll have enough time.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's not a
yeah.
lot, but they, you know.
See, but the problem is they had 5 minutes, and it was the same thing for 3 minutes. You know, you can't waste that time. You know, it's like if you're gonna make you're down 2 points, you have to win this one.
Yeah, they did get the point, and they do have enough time to make it happen.
Yeah.
But here's the problem: anytime you're about under a minute, minute and a half, all you really can do is just, we talked about this earlier, make a car crash happen.
Yeah, and
hope
hopefully
you're the guy
you're
that
still
survives.
running, yeah.
You just need one.
Yeah.
You know, you just need one. But you have to force that
Yeah,
car
see,
crash.
The problem is, when down 2 points, man, you got to be making your moves at 4 minutes. I mean, you got to leave yourself enough time to score.
Your team has
Well,
done that a lot,
You guys
actually.
just did that
yeah.
in the last game.
Yeah, that's right,
Right?
against damage. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was-
Down. Yeah.
I think
You
it was
know,
5
you
on
said
3 or
5
5
on
on
3?
2.
Yeah, it might have been.
And something like that. But,
Yeah, I don't remember,
but
but-
you guys decided to concede the point, which a lot
Correct.
of teams will let you guys play out a little
Yeah,
bit more.
yeah. But we knew against damage, they were up. They're up bodies. They're up a point or 2 points. And it's like, well, you know what? Hey, let's put this one away, and we'll get more time to try the next one.
And it worked out in your favor. So right now, 4-1 here. Can Heat continue?
Ooh, Fedorov going snake off the break. Looks like he might have made it.
Fedorov getting in there, backed up by Chad George. Fedorov going to come around.
So this is when that
straight to the
conservative
finish.
breakout.
Dynasty short breakout.
Yeah, this might when it comes back to bite him here if they let a guy get out wide and they can't get out wide themselves. You know, so Fedorov
Chad fills
alive
the
here.
corner, going to help him out there. See, if Chad puts some pressure on the back center right here, Fedorov's in their snake, and here it comes. Boom. See? Makes you wonder if they ran that play at practice before. And Chad right behind him, too. He's going to get up on that snake side tower and lock it up right here. So Fedorov's he's gonna take a second to get comfortable, but he's going to come in here in a second.
And there goes one off from Dynasty. And now Fedorov completely on Dynasty's side of the field.
Oh, yeah.
And there goes another one. There goes Marcelo. See, this is
There
when
it is.
that conservative breakout starts to bite Dynasty, is when they can't shoot the runners out going wide. That's the power of that play, is being able to shoot the guys. Because you have
Correct,
the
yeah.
extra guns and you
Well,
save
that's-
your guys. But
Oh, no.
did they get a major? Minor?
A minor.
Minor on Heat and no point? Oh,
That is
wow.
the
That would
same
be
scenario.
a huge break
Uh-oh.
for Dynasty.
I think that happened to them at the last event.
So we're going to have to.
Might have called it
Well,
a
Chad
little
George
differently here.
Chad George was shooting on the inside.
He went and bunkered short after he probably had like 15 hits on him.
Yeah, that's what they're going to call it right
Yeah.
there.
Well, let's check out this replay here, if we can figure it out. So this is from the D side. There's Moorhead, who is the one that ends up hitting this buzzer. So so he realizes, I got to get the buzzer. Point's over.
So there's Chad bunkering short. He's got his gun in the air.
Yeah, so the penalty happened on the opposite side. If we
Yeah.
could, hopefully maybe we have an angle in this replay brought to you by Die Precision.
So here comes a car crash. We got, what, 30 seconds or something in this next AC versus Aftershock? And Shock's down by 1, so.
So here it is from the opposite angle, hopefully.
Here comes.
So here comes Chad, and he's Brandon's just picking his pods up. Takes a couple extra.
I feel like this happened before.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I said right after that. I was like, I'm pretty sure that happened last
It's
event.
a little deja vu, but regardless,
Long time ago.
I didn't like that penalty when it was on Dynasty, and if that penalty is on Heat, I
Yeah.
still don't like that penalty.
Well, man, I don't know. Well,
I don't like it. What
Well,
did he
sometimes you just
did he
can't
hurt
hear the
Brandon?
horn, you know what
Is
I mean?
Brandon hurt right now?
see.
Did Spica hurt you? Is
No.
Brandon hurt right now? That's what I'm saying. I mean, that penalty is to protect players over, malicious intent to harm. And I don't even know if there obviously wasn't malicious intent there.
Yeah.
It's just one of my
Yeah,
pet
but
peeves with the
the
rules.
problem is we've got some really good actors out here, and so they just
Tell me all about it,
play,
RG.
they play ignorance. They play ignorance instead of
Some Oscar award-winning
This
paintball
is not
players.
the ballet, okay? We're playing paintball out here, all right? If you get shot a couple extra times, it's not that big of a deal. So again, I didn't like that penalty against Dynasty. Don't necessarily like the penalty if I'd like to see that rule rewritten, to be honest.
Well, I think. Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't
The
know.
rule exists, so it is what it is. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly. Maybe she's got a little more info for us down there.
Thanks. Heat received that penalty for shooting a Dynasty player after he was already out of his bunker. So they got that penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, but luckily Heat still had enough bodies on the field to get the hang and get that point. Back to you.
It was karma for Dynasty.
Maybe so.
Yeah, we'll see. But it didn't. It ended up not affecting him, and it wasn't as bad of a penalty.
Yeah, correct. As in Dynasty's case.
Yeah, it didn't affect him as much. Anyway, but Heat's coming back now. Now
Yeah,
only
so that's
down
2
by 2.
unanswered points,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So-
But I will say, I don't think there's that much time left in the game.
Well, will we see Dynasty change their breakout now, or are they just going to keep rolling with that and hope to God that they're able to shoot those Heat players that are forced to push
That's
forward?
the tricky thing about that short breakout. Dynasty's done it every single point, and they won the first 4 points that way. And now they've lost the last 2 the same breakout. But here's the car crash we were talking about here. Aftershock should be coming at them pretty quickly here, but doesn't look like that's the case.
No, so they didn't. They decided not to force the car crash. They went with the let's hope we can shoot 2 guys off the break, and that will cause the speedy point.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it.
That's not happening
They
yet.
let AC Dallas get out wide on the snake side, so they get all the way to the corner.
So they're going with the
So
staggered
Lawhead's gotta-
attack.
See, there's no reason to stop there. I mean, there's 30 seconds left in this match. He's got to go. He's got to keep going.
Here comes McKenna. He's willing to go.
There you go. Come on, McKenna.
McKenna's coming up to the A. Here's Woodley. He's thinking about it.
Woodley's completely
Yeah, see.
covered in rub right now.
And see,
that's the
AC's still
that's the
5
ticket right
up,
there.
so lost the Dorito side corner.
Now under 10, they have to fully commit.
Alright,
Here's
he's
the
gotta
car
go.
crash they got to cause.
Oh.
McKenna gets torched. Can Lawhead make something happen off that? Here comes Lawhead.
Nope.
He gets destroyed cross
shot
field, and still Woodley. He's
No.
alive, and just not enough time, and Woodley still gets shot. So that is going to do it here for
There you
Chicago
go.
Aftershock.
Congrats, AC. I think that locks them in. Oh well, depending on the point spread. But I'm pretty sure they're on to Sunday.
Well,
Yeah, if he comes back and wins this match, then AC might not be in. But I think they're celebrating like they're in there for sure. So they must know a little more about it than I do.
Dallas with 3 wins over Top Gun, Houston Heat, and now Chicago Aftershock.
Yeah, I think that seals the deal for Dynasty too, because AC beat Heat head up.
Well, yeah, but if Heat wins that game, this game, then it's a 3-way tie. All 3 of those teams would have 3 wins, and then it goes to point spread to break that tie. Yeah. Sometimes it gets a little confusing.
Yeah, so well, and also stay tuned after the conclusion of this match, because we're going to let you guys know who's going to be playing who and who makes it in after we go to a short commercial break. And actually, we got to pull them from, basically pulling them from a hat to figure out the draw for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Makes it extra dramatic.
Just like we did in Cleveland, stick around once these matches are over. Take a quick break, then bring everybody over.
Oh, so there's still plenty of
Figure it
time in
out.
this match. There's 4 minutes. Heat's down by 2, but they won those last 2 points really quickly. So
Dynasty goes with pretty much the same
same
breakout.
Oh, lose a guy out of the back center. Looks like A-Rod.
Fragi getting shot.
Oh, Fragi as well. See, look, this is going to look for this point to be over real quick. And
Here
just
comes-
like that, Heat's back in this
And
match.
here comes Chad George again.
That's going to go across into their snake more than likely.
Dalton Vanderbilt still pushing up the Dorito
Here it
side,
is.
though.
Oh, Dalton
Okay.
gets shot. Yeah, this point's done.
Chad
There's 2
George.
bodies left for Dynasty. Now just 1 in the Dorito, and Chad's in his snake 1. So
Well, they keep going that conservative breakout, not
Yeah.
shooting Heat out, going
you
out
gotta,
wide.
You got to
and,
shoot people, man. You're going to break short, you got to shoot
You know, it's
people.
tough though because the opposite way, the opposite roll of the dice is to try to send guys
Try
out
to
wide.
run out wide. Well, yeah.
And
but
then
the thing
that
the
is a
thing
riskier play.
They haven't gone out wide yet, so you know, what do you think Heat's shooting at out wide? They might not even be shooting out there. They're probably shooting for those short bunkers they're going for. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
That's, you know.
I mean, Dynasty hasn't gone wide really
Yeah,
at
they
all.
haven't done it
all
yet.
No,
event.
all
Yeah,
tournament.
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
and I see Ryan Greenspan running off here, looking at the score and shaking his head, being like, "Man,
Yeah.
what's going on
Yeah,
here?"
That's definitely that. I mean, and that's why, you know, obviously Rusty's an amazing coach, but you do, you know, even if the same thing's working, you got to do different stuff too, because you know, you do the same thing every time, people are gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Variety is the spice of game plans, so they say.
Well, let's check in with Lauren Kelly down in the pits.
Man, Marcelo Margot was right. 4 points is not a win. He is coming back. But before we see if they can tie it up, I'm here with Nathan Roberts from AC Dallas. Congratulations. You guys have had such an impressive weekend. When you came off the field, I heard some of your teammates saying, goal 2. We got our goal 2, our second goal. What was that goal and what was the first goal?
Well, our first goal was to beat one of the top teams, which we did that yesterday. We beat Houston Heat. And then our second goal was to make Sunday, which by beating Shock, we should move on. So we achieved everything we wanted to so far.
So far, I'm sure you have
Yeah.
many more goals coming up.
Yeah, correct. We still want to go on and, I mean, possibly win the tournament. You can never get that out of your head. So it's only up from here.
Absolutely. We've seen you guys play stronger at this tournament than any other tournament. What were those things that you guys have been learning playing these pro teams a couple times that you brought here and made the difference?
Our biggest thing that we've learned so far is probably just survivability. Like, we get in our spots, and a lot of times we'll just die out of our spots. So a big thing for us is just stay alive. 5 bodies up, we win the point. So that's what we've been working on.
Absolutely. It's really an inspiration for those divisional teams who hope to one day play in the pros. You guys, you can do it for sure. All right, we'll see if he can tie this up. What do you think?
I think it's possible, but I'm rooting for Dynasty here. That'll help us out. So.
We'll see if he gets his wish. Back to you guys.
Smart man. Smart
Yeah, he's
man
been
right
doing
there.
his homework.
Yeah, exactly.
Crunching
I don't
numbers
care.
over there.
I don't care about any of these guys. I want us to win. Whatever helps us.
So yeah, that was how long was that point? Maybe 45, 50
not
seconds.
long
I mean,
at all.
now- So now there's 3 minutes
And
left.
that's 3 in a row
Yeah,
that
there's
weren't
3
long.
minutes left in the match. Heat's reeled off 3 points in less than that amount of time already.
Yeah,
so.
the wins come out of Dynasty Sales. They
Yeah.
still have the lead, though,
Yeah.
by 1 small point here with some time.
Yeah, isn't this the hard part too, right? You've been going short,
Oh,
going
yeah.
short. You
Now,
lose
like,
those
now you
points,
get-
and now it's like,
What are we
well,
gonna
if
do?
we go wide, they're gonna know we're going wide. So you're like, oh.
So you
okay.
go short.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely the real question here. Is Dynasty going to break, or are they going to stay short? We'll
Jason
see what
Trojan
happens.
and Rusty Glaze just playing rock, paper, scissors over there. So here we go, sending out pretty much similar squad as we've seen. It's going to be
I think they're going to have run short on this one.
Yeah, I haven't seen Brandon Short go any farther than that.
I think he's going to
Temple.
run. I think he's going to run this one.
Oh, Tyler
Oh, maybe
Harmon's
Tyler's
going
going.
there.
corner.
and they switch it up last second. So Dynasty on the breakout, now going out wide. Tyler Harmon trying to get in, and it looks like he makes it in clean.
Yeah.
So they change it up, and it works. 5 bodies alive for Dynasty, and now they just need to stave off the attack for Houston Heat, but 5 bodies alive for Houston Heat as well.
Oh, they lost their Dorito one. Ryan Moorhead looks like out of the Dorito one.
So
for
their
Heat.
luck runs out. Ryan Moorhead coming off early. Let's see if he can pick it up, though. Down a body, 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go.
Now remember, Dynasty is still up, so they've got an advantage right here. So, you know, you'd probably look at them to be hunkering down, keeping the lanes up. Heat gets in the snake, clean.
And it's Chad George again.
We'll see if he can dice some people up.
Yeah, at this point, I'd run Chad George till the wheels fall off.
So Dynasty is now 4 bodies on the snake side. Oh, and they lose Yosh. That's a big gun to lose.
Here
So it's a
comes Short,
5-on-3 right now. See, I like this, man.
Well, but they lose Malloy.
So it's a 4-on-3 right now. Dynasty's
And
Dynasty's down a body.
Just one body over on the Dorito side for
man.
Houston Heat. It's
Bernikov gets
Mishka.
shot too. No, it's 3-on-3 right
Yeah,
now.
I think it's 3-on-3.
Snake, snake
Fedorov's
corner,
in the
snake
corner.
And it looks like Heat has the advantage in the Dorito 1 on the Dorito side.
Yeah, Heat wider.
Yeah,
They got Mishka over there in the Dorito 1, but he's looking inside at Short. Marcelo is the widest guy for Dynasty, and he's in the back center.
Man, I'd like to see Marcelo make a move over there. I know Chad is posted up on that side right now, but he's going to look down the wire, and now he is. So there's Mishka in the Dorito 1 looking on the tape there. I think he's starting to realize that they're just in the back center, so you might see him try to make a move out.
Brandon Short really keying up on Mishka over there in the Dorito 1.
And now under 2 minutes.
See, and now here's where we get to that point. Heat's got to win this point. They have 2 minutes right now, so you got to look for them to be the aggressors.
Marcelo just hunkered down in that back center, staying Dorito way. Tyler Harmon switching back and forth. Fedorov looking on the inside in that snake corner.
Dude, you see right now the ball's on Mishka, man. He makes a move out there. They trap him in that back center, and he could win the point single-handedly.
Yeah, and Brandon trying to keep him honest over there.
I know Brandon's posted on him, but if Mishka goes on the outside of the next Dorito, I mean, it's a tough shot.
Well, these two over here for Dynasty keep sleeping on Chad
Yeah,
George.
see,
and there he goes. Chad George makes the bump around. He gets into the 50 snake, but both Tyler and Short keep looking across the field.
We'll see if Marcelo can pick him up here. Marcelo's also got to let Tyler and Brandon know if he does find out where he is in there.
He's there yet. Oh man, Chad thinks they're in the Dorito 1.
Well, now under a minute.
Pretty windy too, so like you could see one of those bunkers moving.
And there's on your screen, Mishka, lone player for Heat.
Dude,
pretty much lone player for both teams on that D side of the field.
Yeah. Either way, Mishka's got to. He's got to
move.
go.
Yeah, I mean, again, he can't.
Oh, Tyler Harmon just got shot.
Ooh,
First one to
big
drop
kill,
the ball.
big kill.
And there's enough time. We'll
There's
see
plenty
if
of time.
can they capitalize on it.
Short's already getting ready to protect himself on the snake one.
Yeah.
He knows he's going to get run
Yeah,
down.
and here comes Chad George. And they go back and forth, both begging for a penalty, but it's a trade out. So it's just Marcelo Margot, 2-on-1 right now. He's going to try to keep him off for 23 seconds. There's enough time. Did he get the shot on Fedorov?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Did he get across the line?
Oh,
no, he didn't. And there's totally going to be enough time to tie it up.
You
So
better run it, though.
Houston Heat rails off 4 unanswered points.
Alive? Oh, my God, there's another guy alive.
Where is he? Is it Ryan Greenspan?
Oh, it's
Oh,
Dalton.
my God. Dalton might have just saved him. 5,
4,
3.
Nope, not enough time.
2.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Konstantin Fedorov does a little dive over the bunker to hit the buzzer in time. Looked like he had it.
God.
The ref's checking him out. It doesn't get any closer than that.
I will say it did look like he got shot when he made that move to the mini
With
raise.
the foot,
it looked
right?
like, yeah,
Did you
something
see
a
that?
foot or the pant leg, but look at that mud he's jumping into. It's
Yeah, no, you're not going to see that. But
You
and
could
I will
see.
say that jumping over the buzzer thing, that's Fedorov's patented move to get rid of it.
Also, when the mud gets hard, and you see the balls hit the mud.
They're going to give it to him. They are going to give it to him.
You know, sometimes that looks like a hit.
They're going to give it to him, though, so we're going to overtime.
All right, so now, man, I did not.
Hey,
I can't
where
believe Dalton.
did
None of us
Dalton
knew
come
he was
from?
Man.
The whole time, I'm like, where did Dalton come from? No wonder. I'm like,
Yeah, 'cause
why
I saw
isn't
the
Mishka
shot.
moving?
Obviously, Marcel's not shooting. It's just like, wait, there's another guy back there.
Yeah.
Well, you're looking on this replay here.
That's some
So Brandon
successful
Short
hiding.
had tucked in as far as he could tuck in, and they just blast each other from inches away. I mean,
Yeah,
the barrels
see,
are past
I will
where
say
the other
this.
barrel is.
I feel like Short was tucked in so hard that he didn't. Because honestly, if he was not so tight, he would have seen Chad coming before
Mile
and
away.
possibly been able to just shoot him and hide.
So here's that move for Fedorov, and of course
See
we're
if,
not going to get
yeah.
to see the angle because of the bunker.
See, up, jumping all over that bunker. I think that's a little unnecessary, but maybe I'm just saying that.
Well, Russian judge sure is tough over here.
Well, it's going to come down to the overtime. And we'll see it again here.
Man, so 4 unanswered points by Heat to tie the match with literally 0 seconds left.
Yeah.
So did you guys think that Fedorov had a hit on his leg?
It
Well, it
looked
looked
like
like
something.
with- yeah.
Something definitely sprayed away. The problem is you couldn't tell from our angle if it was actually on his leg
Yeah.
or if it was on the mud. You know.
Yeah, when he got
But he
he
made
got
sure to-
parallel to the ground,
yeah.
like he
Something
dove wide
yeah.
and then straightened out his body in the air. It looked to me like something came off his leg.
Yeah, that's what.
Right, like low on
That's
his
what
leg.
it looked
around
like
his
to
feet.
me. But I'm wondering if the refs even knew Dalton was still alive because they might have just been not paying attention to Fedorov because they thought he won the point.
It's a little tough up here because the cake and the Dorito 1 block off our corner view.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell when guys are over there unless a ref's coming or guys coming up over the top. I can't see the opposite Dorito 1. Archie can't see my opposite, his opposite Dorito 1. So it's kind of hard to pick him up. You know, I can't believe, you know, both Marcelo, Archie, you've done this a million times, right? You're down bodies, people are running at you. You go on the run, smoke somebody on the run, smoke somebody else on the run, you win the game. But, with 4 seconds left right there, Marcelo hunkers down in that back center. Dalton hunkers down in that corner.
Yeah.
Is that worth half a second?
Maybe.
That's all they needed.
Yeah, probably.
That's all they needed.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because that's the thing. If Marcelo just plays the outside and forces Mishka, you know, to just shoot him out.
Or if Tyler stays alive
or
just another second or two.
Or Dalton, yeah, because he's the one that he made that move.
Both of them, though.
Oh, you're
second here, second there.
Yeah, when
Dynasty
it gets close, man.
4-0.
That's why it's so torturous to lose. If you get blown out, you're like, oh, so much stuff we have to fix. No big deal. You lose a squeaker like that, and you go home and you're like, oh my God, every single little thing you're analyzing. Well, here we go. It's all set right here for the overtime. San Diego Dynasty, Houston Heat tied at 4. We're throwing 5 minutes on this clock. A lot of times it comes down to the break, and it looks like Fedorov gets taken out off the break, but Chad George trying to get over here. And he might have got clipped too. No, he's alive. And it looks like Dynasty
made the corner.
And 5 players alive. So Dynasty with an advantage here, 4 on 5.
Harmon in the corner. He's got Short with him again. Ryan Greenspan in that Dorito side cake. Dalton Vanderbilt back alive. He's over there.
See, this is what I like to see out of Short, man. Get in that snake.
Woo! Oh, he almost got one right there.
And here comes Chad George.
Geared up in the snake now, but you got to give Dynasty the advantage because Tyler's out in the corner.
Tyler's in the corner, and now you're going to see Shorty get up here in the 50-yard line snake.
Pretty sure.
Oh, and
he gets
Tyler Harmon drills up.
So
Chad
Tyler
George.
redeems himself for dying a little early in that last one by getting this clutch kill on Chad George.
Might have been Short on a snapshot, but maybe it was Tyler.
Yeah,
it looked like he came
out.
out.
I thought he had his gun down. Oh, and there's Mishka. Things getting real tight for him in that cake.
Shot, so looks like it's 2 on 5 right now, and you know Dynasty.
Shorty got shot.
Mishka pulling out low body kill. We got Mishka and Moorhead.
They got Ryan. Ryan's seeing that they're down body on the snake side, so he's going to look to Ryan to move back over here.
Well, Moorhead and Mishka left alive here for Heat, and Dynasty needs to push smart. They definitely have an advantage. That's it. As the last 2 players get peeled off for Houston Heat. So
that's Dynasty's second overtime win. If I'm not mistaken.
So congratulations to San Diego Dynasty as they win an incredibly close nail-biter match here.
So from that division, it's definitely Dynasty and AC Dallas moving forward.
I thought Dynasty had an overtime match yesterday, too.
Did they?
I thought they did.
Maybe that's the one. Did they win?
I might be thinking of Aftershock.
Every single game that Dynasty's played has been incredibly close.
Dynasty's won every game by 1 point. At least 2 of them were in overtime.
Yeah, because Dynasty played a 3-2 match against AC Dallas. They just won by 1 against Houston Heat. Yesterday they played a 4-3 game against Shock. And then they also played a 4-3 game against Damage. So
the Damage was the one I thought also went to overtime. I could be wrong on that, though. It was just a close one at the end. But
Dynasty pulling it out when they needed to.
Wow.
Jesus.
Hey, like we always say, don't be perfect, be clutch.
I think Yosh got a few more gray hairs on that one. A few.
Well, let's check.
He's playing long enough to,
Yeah. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly. Again, stick around. We're going to be going and figuring out who's going to be playing who tomorrow in the quarterfinals. So let's listen in to Lauren. Dynasty.
Man, well, at least he came back and made it something to watch.
Yeah, that was definitely an impressive come from behind to tie it up for Houston Heat. Just not enough. So it looks like we got Ryan Greenspan there for San Diego Dynasty with Lauren. So
had a 4-point lead. You celebrated a little bit. Hey guys, I'm here with Ryan Greenspan. You guys got that win, but man, that was close. I was freaking out for you a little bit. When you got that 4-point lead, you guys did celebrate a little bit in here. What do you think happened that made you lose that momentum?
Well, they got in the snake. Thank you very much for being on our side. It's tough out here sometimes, but you know, they got into the snake, and that was where they were able to exploit it, and we just couldn't stop them. So if you saw, our momentum was swung back to our favor when Tyler was able to get out to that snake corner and kind of slow them down, and then Short got into the snake also, and that was the biggest thing, is not letting their guys into the snake and then down it all the way. Plus, you know, we were getting the kills off that side, so, you know, it's tough. It's tough out here.
Absolutely. After that overtime point, Brandon Short came off of the field and said every single match tomorrow is going to be like that. So what do you think it's really going to come down to between the top teams fighting for the finals?
Well, my PC comment would be just we got to keep it together and not lose our composure and keep our shots on. You know, we're playing better today than we were yesterday, even though all of our matches are 1 point. So that's the biggest thing is, you know, keeping those shots on and then not losing that, giving the bodies back.
You kind of set me up for this, but what's your non-PC answer?
Well, you know, it's tough out here because, as everybody knows from the last event, we're a bunch of big cheaters. So it's really difficult for us to not maliciously overshoot every single person we get our hands on. So we always have to fight back from that. And then, you know, just reminding our guys, just don't, you know, hurt these poor guys out here. And then the other thing is we got to make sure that Blake's just stops wiping, you know, because he's constantly cheating out there like a madman and, you know, adjusting his knee pads or whatever, you know. So we got to make sure that we keep our composure out there. That's the biggest thing.
All right, well, congratulations on that win. He fought hard to come back, but they couldn't get it. Congrats, guys. That's a wrap for me.
Yeah, so Archie, how's your back from that vicious overshooting you took at the last one?
It wasn't my ball, it was the back of my head, not my back.
Oh, poor guy.
But anyways, yeah, well, hey, look, they pulled it out. I'll give it to them.
Yeah, so stick with us here. And again, Archie, thank you very much for joining us up here. I know you came right off a game, so appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I had a great time.
Yeah, no
you
problem.
You can go gear down now.
Yeah, you can go gear down now. Yeah. So anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. And there are the scores for today. Moscow Red Legion taking down. Yeah, no problem, Archie. You have a good day, man. We'll see you tomorrow. So there are the scores. X Factor, the score there against Russian Legion. Top Gun getting beat up by Damage. Aftershock losing every game the Aftershock lost, even though they lost them all, was incredibly close. And we had a ton of close games, 3-4 in that Dynasty AC Dallas game. Damage and X Factor 6-4. The Top Gun Union Russian Legion game was not that close, 8-3, and then 5-4 in overtime Dynasty and 3-2 Aftershock AC Dallas. So stick with us here. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be setting up the matchups for tomorrow morning. We'll see you in just a few.